Hey, I'm Ewan, and today I'm here to talk to you about the Speedmetal Rolling Stands. Now, Speedmetal is a brand focused specifically on sport and metric bikes and aftermarket parts like controls, levers, and billet upgrades, but then also motorcycle stands. So we're going to talk about these three I have in front of me today, what you might use them for, and the difference between the three. Now, first off, these are made from a full steel construction, which is important because they're designed to hold up a lot of weight and need to be durable. These rear stands are actually a two-piece construction, which some stands are all one piece. These are bolted together when you get them out of the box. This to my left here is a front stand, which actually scoops up the front wheel of your motorcycle to pick it up. And these two rear stands will pick up the motorcycle from the rear. And unlike a lot of stands that have a single wheel on a fixed axle, these come with heavy-duty double wheel casters, which allow for full 360-degree range of motion when using both stands at the same time. So let's go over these casters because I think they're what really set these stands apart. These double casters have two sets of dual wheels, and they have a bit of a tacky rubber-ish coating for extra grip on whatever surface you're using, but they each swivel in a full 360-degree rotation as well. Now, the benefit of that is if you've ever tried to move a motorcycle around in a really tight space, it can be incredibly frustrating pushing the bars back and forth, trying to nudge it in somewhere. The kickstand's down, now it's up, now you're trying to make sure you're balancing it and squeeze it between somewhere. It can be annoying, and especially if your garage is extra cluttered like mine tends to get sometimes. These give you the ability to just twirl the bike around like a figure skater and just sneak it in wherever you need. Say you don't really have a great storage option for your motorcycle in your garage and you need it tucked away for other things like a lawnmower or just general day-to-day things that'll keep your partner from getting annoyed at you for having too many bikes. You can tuck it away in a tight space and pull it out and use it on a daily basis without any real hassle. The other reason you might want to use these is strictly for maintenance, which I think is really great. And a big play that comes into maintenance here is these wheel casters are also locking. So you can go ahead and flip the switch located here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe we can grab another. These are locking casters, so you can lock them down into place and it will hold the bike firm to wherever you put it. That's great for doing things like maintenance. You can take the rear wheel off, or you can do chain maintenance, oil, really anything, and especially in a track setting, they can be really helpful for doing that, moving around the paddock and doing maintenance. With that being said, this front stand does rely on scooping the actual front wheel up and supporting the bike from the front wheel, so it does not give you the ability to take the front wheel off using these stands, but once you have the bike up on the rear stands, or with both of them, you have the ability to take the rear wheel off to do what you need. Now, there are a few different kinds of stands, and if you're new to motorcycle stands and the different features between the different kinds and best use cases for how to use them safely, Ari Henning has a great shop manual video that you can go check out, and he'll run you through a bit of the basics of what we're looking at here. But now that we've talked about why you might own some of these stands, let's go into the fitment of how these work. The front is universal. Like I said, it just scoops up the wheel. It can work with any size of wheel. But these rear stands here are a bit different. We have the standard version here, which I'm holding, which is designed for a motorcycle with two rear swing arms. And then we have this version here, which is designed for motorcycles with a single rear swing arm. So let's start with the standard. You get two sets of these claws, which is where the stand is physically going to pick the motorcycle up. But with that being said, it relies on there being spools installed on your motorcycle specifically. So when I was testing these out, I was using a pretty heavily track prepped R6, which had spools on there, and the claws come and scoop it up from the rear on either side of the axle, and it just holds them really firmly in there. Spools are a bit yo-yo shaped, so once the claws are in there, you don't have to worry about it sliding off. A single rear swing arm is a little bit different in that this pin here is what's going to physically pick up the motorcycle. It slides in between the wheel, and that's the point of contact between the stand and the bike. Now, spools and the pin are both separate purchases you have to make. So when you go ahead and buy these stands, you have to make sure that you're getting the right spools for your bike and the right pin if you have a single-sided rear swing arm. I would encourage you to use our bike finder when looking for the pin or when looking for spools, because sometimes they have different bolt sizes, to make sure that it's fitting your bike specifically. But if you have any other questions or want some other info when going to figure out if this will work for you, you can go ahead and click the info button, which will bring you right to our product description page, and you can read other customer reviews and the experiences that they've had when using these stands. It's really great to hear how other people have had it, so you don't have to just listen to, my experience pushing this around our studio and our parking lot. But if you have some more specific questions about how maybe this might work in your garage, might fit on your motorcycle, what's a single-sided swing arm or what's a spool and where do I get them, go ahead and give our customer service team a call. They're all riders just like you, and they'd be happy to help out with anything you need. Now, thanks for joining me to talk about the Speedmetal Rolling Stands today. I'm Ewan, and I'll see you out there.